the fun that we're destined for is a little bit bigger than that. I'm trying to think of something that, to me, is supposed to like sort of fun, but not really very deep. Okay, for the guys, a good football game on Saturday afternoon, even, being there live, that's fun.
It's not just a roller coaster ride.
But the good that we're destined for is awesome, majestic, huge, 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 huge. Okay, but it's sometimes hard getting there, right? So give an honest nod, say, okay, I like hearing that, and I need to hear that. I like to say it because I like to hear somebody say it. I like to hear somebody else say it besides me, but if it has to be me, I'll say it because I like to hear it. It's hard getting there, and my suspicion is that that's where most of us live most of the time, is not in the yee-haw, I'm destined for glory, but in the oh my, this is hard. And my heart is burdened for how do we get there. I have said, again, in recent weeks, I'll go to the other board, because that one's full already. Again, another word picture, another image that is very live for me these days is, forgive me for drawing crude, silly images, but that's a throne, okay? And that's a silly image, but that's all right. It's a word picture. And we all are not only destined for a throne, Jesus says, way to go, buddy, you've been faithful in a little, I'll put you in charge of much. That's throne kind of talk. In fact, in one of those times, he says, you've been faithful with a little, I'll put you in charge of 10 cities. And I guess which would kind of make you a governor. And I don't particularly want to be a governor, but anyway, we won't go there. We'll talk about that. You and I are seated, I'm drawing a standing. You and I are seated with Christ in heavenly realms. We have authority. And one thing that I didn't say yet this morning that's pretty important is that in this process, in this trajectory of getting the cosmos from the cross to convergence with its original trajectory, one of the big names for that is the kingdom of God. And we are not simply passengers. We're not just on a conveyor belt. We are not just on an escalator saying, oh, this is fun, we're getting better every day and every way. No, it's a lot more serious than that. You and I are actually in the cockpit. We are in charge. Now that is ridiculous. And one of the things that quickly comes to mind is that you could say, well, Dan, you keep saying that this is going to happen, but if we're in charge, is there any guarantee that it's going to happen? And then we get into free will and predestination, and our minds go, boop. So let's just admit our minds go, boop, and none of them try to go there. We are responsible. We're important. Could be scary. What is more exciting to me, it's still more fun to be in charge. It's more fun to be a victor than it is a victim. It's more fun to be on the throne than it is under the load, under the dark, under the sewer, under the cloud. It's way more fun. And these weeks, I've just become, I hope it's a lifelong change in me, because I'm really enjoying being in a new place, or I'm so keenly aware. And I hope I stay this way. I hope I move on to the next thing, but I hope I don't lose this. That now it happened again yesterday. I'm going through my day, I'm doing this, that, and all of a sudden I go, something has hit me. Something has bit me. All of a sudden I'm worried, I'm stressed, there's something, I just lost my joy. It's like I'm going down the freeway just fine. All of a sudden, I got a flat tire. Emotionally, something has happened to me. And I'm going, whoa, wait. And then I think about it, and I go, where did I fall off the throne? Or climb down, whichever, got knocked off, or I don't know which it is. Whichever image works for you. It feels like I get knocked off, frankly. And then I go back and say, oh yeah, and in this case it was when Nancy came in. It wasn't anything, but she said something. She shared a concern with me, and that concern was kind of like a little dart of the enemy, and it was a poison dart. and it stuck in me, and that poison just started kind of going out, you know, worry, stress, fret, anxiety, or whatever. And I went, whoa, 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 whoa. And it's really fun to be able to go, wait, you know, get out of here, you stinking, you know, dart thrower. And consciously say, no, what I've just, you know, I've lost my expectation of victory. I'm not trusting my papa's heart, whatever kind of language you want to use. I am under it, not over it. And it's really helped me. And I want to talk, because I think I'm becoming more conscious of that process of discovering myself, having been toppled off my position of authority. How do I get back up? One of the things that has become very clear to me is that at times it's hard to get back up. For some people, many people, many people have a lifetime habit, and habits are hard to break.
Yes.
Lifetime habit of being off of that throne. You Christians, they've been down and out so long that they just accept this sewer life as normal. This worry, anxiety, stress. And I've discovered, I keep talking about worry and stress because that's huge, but I've discovered that a big one for me is sadness. And I don't want you to take it on. But for me, I've discovered that's a really big one. And I'm so glad that I've got this revelation this week, because Nancy and I had some stuff that could just break my heart. I just could feel so sad and just have a really hard time climbing out of it. But I'm a little tougher than I used to be, because I go, no, wait a minute. And I've been thinking a lot. I don't feel really armed to go here this morning, but because someone could come back and say, well, Dan, you know, are you saying we should keep a stiff upper lip? We should be stoic? We should resist all emotion? Are you just saying we should fake it? No, it's not that. Again, I don't feel qualified to answer completely, but because that's a good question, let me mention it quickly. Jesus stood on Mount of Olives and looked over Jerusalem and wept and said, you know, how many times I would have come to you, but you would not. Then you could say, well, did Jesus feel sad? And that's my example. So yeah, he was also anointed with joy more than anybody else on the planet, right? The Bible says. So how do you have both of these? I don't know. There's something about feeling sadness that's real, but it doesn't devastate you. I don't know. There's something about that. There's something about feeling sad but not being destroyed by it. There's something about feeling Jesus was sad, not the way most of us are sad because somebody did something to us. Most of us are mad, worried, angry because, me. And Jesus was not standing on the Mount of Olives going, oh, they don't like me. Get it? So it wasn't that kind of sadness. He was sad for what they were doing to themselves. And there's a cleanness
I
there.
think it's more a case not being sad, but being compassionate.
Yes.
And that kind of sad.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah.
Because you know they have not lived up to their potential.
Yep.
They have not done what would be best for them.
Yep.
And in that way, he was sad, not most of the time the way we get sad.
That's right. Exactly. That's exactly right.
What we call sad, I think, is just our response to feeling a wound.
Yes.
It's a response to pain.
Yes.
But when I'm sitting there in the bleachers and my little son is out playing t-ball or something and takes a swing at the ball and misses, and I just see that downcast. There's not a wound there for me, but my compassion for how he feels at falling short of that thing that he so wanted to do, I think that is
That's good. That's
closer
getting closer.
to